Dennis, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Sooner Nation and Gaylord family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, as we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Florida Gators, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Gators' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it, and the season will get underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Sooners' offense will have the first crack at it in this one. Motion from the wideout. To the air on first down. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. With the catch, it's Platt.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
Running back searching for a hole. And he was able to run through a tackle. They finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. And the Sooners will have it 1st and 10. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Platt. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Pulls and throws off the RPO. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you can tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that route.
Incomplete. Looked as if he had his man, but just a misfire from this senior. The Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. So the Florida Gators offense has the ball for the first time. And Jesse, if there is an old war horse, a real war daddy in the training facility, here he is, back to run the show again.
That's a great point, and there is no substitute for experience. There is a lot of expectation for this football team and for this offense because of that guy. And because of all the big stages and all the big moments he's already played through in his career. A lot of people are really excited, David, because he has seen a lot of ball.
All the ball, all the defenses, has rid the emotion of being really high and really low. And so those experience, those scars, they matter. They trust in him, and everybody on this offense is looking to him.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Puts it out of the air. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
Incomplete. He had it right in his hands for the pick, and I believe he might have been thinking about those big plays he's known for. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Smith dropping to pass. They're setting up the screen. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Let's take a second to look at the big picture for Florida. The good news about starting the season outside the top 25, not a lot of lofty expectations. You can sneak up on a few teams but sooner or later, you're going to want to get that attention and get into those rankings.
A lot more, but it's not impossible. In recent years, you saw it with Indiana coming out of absolutely nowhere. You saw it back in the day with USF. You've seen it with Rutgers. Like, in the past, you can do it. You can put it together, gain some momentum, but it starts with this game right here.
TCU reached the national championship game a few years back. No one expected much of them that season either, so you never know. What's important is what people believe inside your own locker room. This team thinks they can do some really special things this year, and they get a chance to start strong here in week 1.
He'll pull it on the read. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Wants to go up top. Got it set up on the outside. Can't get him to the ground. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. The Sooners send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Catches it cleanly at the 20. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and they get you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
The Gators in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They go right back to it. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33. Guys, let's chat about Florida. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster with just a few portal additions.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Power football with the run. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it'll be hard to stop.
Smith wants to throw. They're working that left side. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Be interesting to see if this quarterback...
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That was an absolute sledgehammer of a drive, just taking the air out of the ball.
It is hard when you run that many plays not to make a mistake and throw an interception or get penalties and put you in a bad spot. But the offense just strung play after play together and got in the end zone.
Pulls it, fired, complete.
And what a nice play by the DB. You have to understand, that wide receiver gets that ball that quick. It's tough to get him on the ground. Nice job getting a hold of him, getting him on the ground for no gain.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. And the Sooners will punt this one away. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Smith dropping to pass. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Quick completion on the out route. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move. Just inside the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 39. Running to Green. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Sooner Nation bearing down on the... Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. And he missed it. No good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Handoff from the gun.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
He's got it on the right. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Grab near the marker. It's Clapper. He's got 1st down yardage as they move it to the 44. The Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
They'll try the run, and this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it, so can you keep this up? here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The Sooners will call on their punt team. And no chance for the return man to get his hands on that one as it hops out of bounds. The Gators sending the offense back to work. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
They're going to run it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. And the Gators will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. They'll start this drive with a pass. Fires to the wideout. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the 1st down.
Well, he's able to make it easy after that catch, and I think his speed is something that just scares DBs to death. When you think about great Oklahoma receivers recently, guys like CeeDee Lamb, Sterling Shepard, Hollywood Brown, DBs gave them so much cushion because they were afraid they were going to get run by, and I think that's how defenses treat this guy too. With his speed and his playmaking ability, he scares you to death, and that cushion helps him out tremendously.
And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Grabbed in the middle, it's clapped. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the 1st down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the 1st down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision to make.
Trying to keep the drive alive. Races down to the 2 and stopped just short of the goal line as he goes out of bounds. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Sooners have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, you're bringing all these tight ends in the game. You'd like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
Trying to barrel in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They'll try to pound their way in. Grinding and churning close to the goal line, but he'll be stopped inches short.
Second quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too, and you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got to play you practiced all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
The give. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
And was there ever any doubt, guys? 4th and goal. You got to turn around, give it to your bell cow. Just know he's going to find a way to get it in the end zone, and he did exactly that.
And they tacked on the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he passes on the touchback. He smashes his way through again. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. Right down the middle. Got his man to the left. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. Ready to fire from the pistol. Handoff to the lone back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Sooner fans booming, a cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on 3rd down. Setting up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. The Gators will bring the punt team onto the field. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing, trying to set up the screen. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Direct snap. Fighting off the defender. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Sooners come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. The give on the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front, and as a result, they lose yardage.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Makes the grab. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown Sooners! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now? Going into the half with the lead, with the momentum.
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the 2nd half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the 2nd half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
Smith wants to throw. And they'll knock him down in the backfield for a loss of yardage. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. The Gators trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air on 2nd down. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. That big fella up front just won his one-on-one battle and got to the quarterback.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat the guy in front of you, and great job by using your hands, getting by that first initial guy, and then getting to the quarterback. And the hard part a lot of time is getting him on the ground. Nice job by the big line.
He'll need some juice in that arm on 3rd and long. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Sooners will kick it away first, and we'll start the 2nd half. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the 1st half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the 1st half.
I think they got to do a better job of pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well, because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the 1st half.
Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to fall back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. Pass completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Smith dropping to pass. Finds his big tight end. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone. Make them execute and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
Pulls it and fires to the left. Turning it on. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. And the Gators are flying down the field. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. They'll run play action. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
And we talk to teams week after week and quarterbacks and coaches, and what do they always say, man? Quarterback's best friend is a tight end. Well, that play right there, he wasn't his best friend. You don't see a lot of drops from him, but, man, he had an opportunity to catch that.
No more room to run as this defense rises up on 3rd down, and now it's 4th down from the 22. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Nestled just inside that right upright. That'll bring him to within 4.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. They'll give it to the back. Makes a man miss. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run. The Sooners can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Give to the running back. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run.
Breaks into the open. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there.
The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. Just going to keep it after the snap. Runs through a tackle. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And they'll send out the field goal unit. This is not a straight-on kick, a 42-yarder from the right hash. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. The lead now 7 here in the 3rd quarter.
And so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Gators sending the offense back to work. They'll go to work trailing 17-10 and hoping to put together a productive drive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. First down here for the offense. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big touchdown, Gators! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. Extra point here will tie the game.
Quarterbacks love finding their tight ends down here in this area of the field. Big targets in small spaces. Nice work on that TD.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Throws to the wideout. Makes a connection. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. One play in this drive, and already out to the 41. It's first down. Unloads quickly.
And offenses nowadays, they really just count numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Finds his tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. And the Sooners will line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Toss to the outside. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they kick-started this drive with that one. It's first and 10 from the 31. They go to the ground. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
I think if you're the coaching staff, you have to like what you've seen from this guy so far in the game. He's pumped out some really nice runs. Obviously, he's already scored a touchdown. Really nice run there as well. And for me, I would keep thinking about creative ways of getting this guy the ball as the game goes on here in the second half.
That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
The give to the tailback. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. A designed run for the quarterback. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. These two team's about to find out what they're made of as we open the fourth all tied up. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Got his man quickly. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And he runs into a wall, maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down, it's 2nd and 10. Smith wants to throw. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you just look at the coverage. You look at down the field, taking away all the options, making sure you don't throw that ball downfield to get the first down. The only option, check it to the running back. Now I close that space. Nice job tackling.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. He's got it in more than enough for a first down. Touchdown, Florida! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth. Wait, Ken. The director to give me a replay of that. I want to count the defenders. 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's no way they had 11, right?
I mean, that is frustrating. Defensively, what are you taught? Like, make them earn it, right? Play man, press up on them, make them earn it, make them go the length of the field, don't give up big plays, or just give up big plays and don't have anybody in the camera shot and don't have anybody there to even miss a tackle.
Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job on the defense shutting down all the options. Don't let him get into his reading phase. Go get him right now, play sound, and more importantly, tackle him and get him on the ground.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Got a man in the middle. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. Off play action on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to keep it in the air. Got his man in the middle. Showing off those sweet feet as he gets it to the 45.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Sooners will send out the punt unit. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this when ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. And they are getting elite play from their quarterback. And he's thrown it all over the place. Been a bit of a mismatch, candidly, Jesse.
I think there were high expectations for this guy coming into the year, but I don't know if anyone thought it would look this good. He has been so dialed in today. When he's doing the work during the week leading up to the game, boy, oh boy, it shows up on game day. He's got a lot of talent, but you combine the mental approach to that talent, this guy's virtually unstoppable.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Smith dropping to pass. Snagged out of the air. There he goes. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. They'll line up for a second down play. Back to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Chambers. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
The Gators are on the move. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Smith wants to throw. He's got his man. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
My old coach said, don't never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. He wants to change this route. On third down, he drops to throw. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the first down? Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Gators will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one does, but not until he picks up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Gators didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Made a defender miss. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Off play action. Zings it complete to the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Hey, man, it's hard to throw down here in the red zone. These windows are tiny and they close fast. There was nowhere to go in the end zone there. That time having to check it down. Nice job by the defense rallying and making a tackle.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. They'll try to run for it. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Gators have it in scoring position on first and goal. Motion from the wide receiver. Smith dropping to pass. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Gator!
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
Bringing it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Snags it down the right side. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So that penalty is going to cost them the first down as they back up, and now it's second down. And here comes the offense on second down. Looking to fire. Quickly to the tight end. And he'll be smacked to the ground. And the Sooners want to crank the tempo. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Connection to the right. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. A 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10. Wants to throw it. Fires to the big fella.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. The Sooners are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They're going to go to the air on third and short. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Now, I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. And what a show we've seen from the man behind center. Their passing game has been simply outstanding the entire game. They've put it in the end zone, and they will get your attention with the numbers they put up. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing to unranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of a season.
It's so good because we all love the upsets. And then if you're the team that got that ranked win, Jesse, you start to build your resume, start to build some momentum. So this squad got a good win today.
They sure did. They put the rest of college football on alert with that huge win. And for the team losing, they've now got to be able to turn the page. They got to go back, do some soul searching, because they're a much better team than what they showed today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.